Hey everybody, KC here. So it is Wednesday, 5:35 in the morning as I record this, and I am leaving the house to do something I have not done since February of 2020. I'm going on a business trip. I am headed out to, I'm in Connecticut right now, leaving my house, headed down to Newark Airport and flying to Dallas for the summer session being run by GMDC Retail Tomorrow. Listen, I know other people have gotten out in the past year, done some business trips, done some travel. I am not one of them. I am thrilled to be doing it. A little butterflies. I haven't been to an airport in so long. I haven't been really been out of the state very much in so long. So this is kind of exciting. So, no traffic, but it's 5:35 in the morning. So anyway, I'm gonna keep you with me for this trip to Dallas, and I'll report in occasionally and let you know how it's going. All right, well, I've just arrived at Newark Airport. It took me about 50 minutes from Connecticut to get here. Not so bad. One of the tricks about Newark is if you're going there from Connecticut, you either have to leave really early or really late. But you don't want to go during rush hour. I managed to miss it. So it'll be interesting to see, not having been in an airline terminal for 15 months, exactly how crowded it is at this point. All the reports have been that terminals are a lot more crowded, security's tough. It'll be interesting to see how the degree to which things like that have returned to normal. So I'm at Newark Airport right now, and I will say it's a little quieter than I would ordinarily expect it to be at this time of the morning. But there are people traveling. What's interesting to me is there's construction work that was being done on Newark Airport, 15, 16 months ago, which at that point had been going on for a year. You would have thought that they sort of would have finished it over the past year because they didn't have a lot of people at the airport. They would have had to be able to do it a little quicker. That does not seem to be the case. But there is something reassuring being back at the United Terminal and at Newark Airport. Although I'm not sure how many people would actually call this place reassuring. Well, this will tell you something about travel. Look at the line just for TSA pre-check. Oh my goodness, I am actually kind of surprised by that. And this is one of those moments where I'm so glad that I did something a long time ago that continues to pay dividends. I joined Clear, which allows you to sort of go past TSA pre-check, which is so great. Want to call that an endorsement, call it an endorsement. But I'm really glad I actually don't have to wait on that line. And by the way, those people are not staying 6 feet apart from each other. At the gate, ready to go. Still, it's interesting. It's everybody's wearing masks. And I have to say, because I've spent so much time working out of the house and not really going many places, this is the longest I've worn a mask for an extended period of time that I can remember. And it's going to be longer because it's a 4-hour flight to Dallas. But anyway, all seems to be going according to plan. Again, people a little closer than I would have expected, but it feels good. It feels good to be getting back to normal. So I will report back from the air. So as you can see, the plane is full. Everybody's masked up. No outbursts. Sometimes you read about the passenger violence that's taking place on some planes. None of that here. Everybody's been pretty good. I was surprised there was a coffee service in addition to bringing us this little snack bag, which has water and biscotti and some pretzels. They did go up and down the aisle with coffee and soda and things like that. No food, but they're doing some drinks. It is interesting. It's an interesting experience after all this time. And I must admit that I do find myself occasionally thinking, vaccines work. So we just landed in Dallas, and the flight was, I have to say, it was uneventful. It's hard to take a nap with a mask on, I discovered. It's just get a headache. But other than that, the flight was fine. I did find it very interesting at the end of the flight. One of the things that the flight attendant said was, listen, when we land and we pull up to the gate, everybody please stay seated, and we're going to disembark by row. We'll call your row, at which point you should stand up, get your bag, and come to the front of the plane. And we're going to do that so it's organized and everybody's not on top of each other. We're going to try and keep everybody healthy. But it seemed eminently reasonable. I got to tell you, they landed, they hooked up to the gate, and it was like a freaking stampede to get to the front door. It was like nobody listened. And, I got to be honest, that's that sort of thing that really worries me about how people are sort of treating what now are not very, very strict rules and elements of guidance, but they just ignore things that would, when you think about it, would make it more organized, would keep people safe. Other than that, a good flight, but I was a little surprised by how it ended. Well, I made it. I'm at the hotel. And I have to say, it's been an interesting day. Pretty much what I expected. Although I have to say, it's a little depressing to be here at this hotel, and it's really quiet. I mean, we may be the only conference that's taking place here. I've been pretty impressed by how the hotel and the airlines have sort of dealt with it. A little more worried about people maybe forgetting that it was just a few months ago that we had a serious pandemic with a lot of people dying. But I totally get it. I've had this mask on all day, and I have to tell you, I am so ready to get rid of it. There's never been a day that I've worn a mask as much as I've worn it today, because I've been working out of my home office largely. I wear one for an hour or two if I go to the store, but that's pretty much it. I'll tell you one thing I figured out today. And, we have teachers in this country and frankly, public employees who, because of what they do, have been wearing masks all day, every day for months. In the case of teachers, because trying to educate our children at the same time, boy, we owe them an undying amount of gratitude, because it's really hard to communicate using this. It's really hard to kind of just go through the day without it just being annoying and sort of depressing. And the idea that they do that, I think, is terrific. Well, anyway, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to go to the conference. I will report back to you on that. And I guess on Friday, I'll turn around and fly back home. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.